In the month of November of last year, while I was fasting and praying, the Lord appeared to me and He said, I will open doors for you to go to the US in 2018. And the main purpose is to prepare the nation for my coming. Prepare them for the judgments that are going to come. Prepare them for the end times that are going to come. And prepare them for the hard times, the times of persecution that are going to come. Because
this is for right now.
People
right
are
now.
not
This
ready.
is that year, right?
Yes.
And
That is
this
why
visit is one of your visits.
Yes.
To warn us.
My visit at this time, the month of July in your program, is an commission from the Lord to go to the US. So the church in the US is absolutely not ready for the end times.
Malachi 4, chapter 5 and 6, I think. I don't know. It talks about the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord. Could you talk about that?
This great and dreadful day of the Lord that's mentioned in Malachi chapter 4, verse 1 and verse 5 really talks about our days in these last days.
Oh.
Although the spirit and power of Elijah rested upon John the Baptist, the times of John the Baptist were not the great and terrible day of the Lord. Because the times of John the Baptist, the Lord Jesus Christ brought peace and salvation. Even the Lord Jesus, who quoted Isaiah chapter 61, verses 1 and 2, omitted the last phrase about the great day of vengeance of the Lord, because that was not for the season and the times of the first century. So this great and terrible, dreadful day of the Lord, mentioned in Malachi 4:1, is these days that we are presently living.
Now?
Yes, now.
Wow.
So we are going to see the great and dreadful day of the Lord.
Are we in the end times then at that time? This is that day?
These are those days.
These are those days.
You just mentioned earlier that the people are mocking against God.
Yes.
And Mondo mentioned about the Filipino president openly mocking against God.
Yes.
He even called God stupid. And he called the Bible with all kinds of vulgarities. And here you have a president of a supposedly Catholic nation speaking very vehemently and publicly about against God. So this is another sign that we are in the great and dreadful day of the Lord.
We're there now.
We are there now.
Do you get it, that people? How many believe we're in that day now, the great and terrible day? You understand it, right?
Yes.
Because it seems like people are not moved by what God is saying and God is doing. It's all there. And the next events are going to, I believe, shake the world so much, shock people.
You know, one very strange and a very sad thing that I've observed about American Christians is they are quite indifferent to warnings that God gives. They don't take it up before God in prayer. They don't fast and pray. They don't fall on their faces. They don't cry to God. They don't take hold of the horns of God. They're just like having an attitude, yes, America deserves judgment. But most Americans forget to realize one thing is when the judgment falls, even the righteous Christians will be affected.